Part 40. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 391. Chapter 391 Is her husband too handsome? Chiao Mian nodded. She still felt thirsty. Mo Yesi stood up and took another full glass of water. Chiao Mian drank another half of the glass before she felt less thirsty. Are you still thirsty? Mo Yesi asked her while sitting on the edge of the bed. She shook her head. He reached out and touched her head, and said in a soft voice, "Then go to sleep." Chiao Mian is sleepy. It was still early, it was only after 4 in the morning. If she hadn't been woken up by thirst, she would have slept until 8 or 9 before waking up. She lay down on the bed again and saw that he was still sitting on the edge of the bed with no intention of sleeping, so she asked, "What about you?" Mo Yesi rubbed his eyebrows, "I'm not sleepy for the time being. I'll watch you sleep." "Oh fine." Thinking of having to get up early tomorrow, Chiao Mian closed her eyes and took the time to sleep. She fell asleep quickly. In less than 5 minutes, I fell asleep again. Listening to her even breathing, Mo Yesi's eyes changed, remembering what happened in the dream just now. He thought he would never have that dream again. He had slept with Chiao Mian several times before, but he had never had that dream again. But tonight, he dreamed about what happened when he was a child again. But tonight's dream is a little different from before. Previously, he would have been trapped in a nightmare, constantly replaying the scene of the young policeman dying in front of him. Until Ren knocked on the door to wake him up in the morning. This time, he was able to wake up quickly. Moreover, before he woke up, after he heard Chiao Mian's voice, those scenes disappeared little by little. He didn't know what it meant. Tomorrow, he has to ask Lu Rao. Asterisk. The next day, Chiao Mian had to go to school and got up very early. When she woke up, she heard the sound of water running from the bathroom. After a while, Mo Yesi came out wearing a bathrobe. He has the habit of bathing in the morning and evening. The man had just taken a shower, his bathrobe was slightly open, and there were water droplets rolling on his strong and muscles on his exposed chest. There were water drops on his forehead, sliding down the high bridge of his nose and onto his attractive thin lips. Early in the morning, not long after I opened my eyes, I saw such a tempting picture. This was really a big temptation for Chiao Mian. She thinks, her husband is too handsome. Mo Yesi watched a little woman staring at his chest without blinking. He slightly curled his lips and strode towards her. A fresh scent of shower gel hits your nostrils. The man's legs were very slender. He walked up to Chiao Mian in 2 or 3 steps and stretched out his hand to hug her into his arms. He lowered his head, pressed his warm lips on her forehead, and kissed her gently. His slightly hoarse voice was very sultry, "Good morning, honey. The toothpaste is squeezed out, and the hot water is put in. Go wash up." Chiao Mian was stunned for a moment. "How did you know I would wake up at this time?" A chuckle came from above his head. "Aren't you going to school today? You used to get up at this time. I guess your alarm clock is also set at this time today." Chiao Mian raised her head and looked at him in surprise. "What's wrong?" Mo Yesi touched her hair with a gentle voice. "Nothing, I'm going to wash up." Chiao Mian pushed him away and walked towards the bathroom. She was surprised that Mo Yesi was so attentive. Many times, many of this man's behaviors surprised her. Sure enough, it takes time to get to know a person. What you see on the surface is not necessarily true. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 392. Chapter 392 Have you changed your style today? Asterisk. After washing up, Chiao Mian went downstairs after changing her clothes. When Ren saw her, he greeted her respectfully, "Good morning, Madam. Chiao Mian smiled at him. Good morning, butler Lei. The young master is already waiting for you in the dining room, Ren said. Chiao Mian nodded and walked towards the dining room. When she arrived at the dining room, she was surprised to see Mo Yesi also changed his clothes and sat at the dining table. He was drinking a cup of coffee. His fingers are long and beautiful, and the way he holds the coffee cup is like a work of art. Hold on, this doesn't seem to be the point. The point is, she actually saw Mo Yesi wearing a dark purple shirt. He usually wears black and white. White makes him look cold, while black makes him appear abstinent and mature. Chiao Mian has never thought about what he would look like wearing other colors. His skin is white, a kind of cold white that is more like a vampire, and his facial features are very deep. At first glance, he really looks like a vampire count. With such a complexion and appearance, coupled with his figure comparable to a supermodel, he can naturally wear any kind of clothes. It was the first time Chiao Mian saw Mo Yesi wearing a purple shirt. It looked countless times better than she had imagined. It feels completely different from what he usually feels. His whole person's temperament became evil. Chiao Mian opened her eyes wide and stood at the door of the dining room, staring at him blankly for a few seconds. What are you doing standing there? Come and eat. She didn't come back to her senses until Mo Yesi called her. She blinked, trying to make sure she saw it correctly. After confirming that Mo Yesi was indeed wearing a dark purple shirt, she slowly walked towards him. She sat down beside him. Mo Yesi handed her the freshly warmed milk. Chiao Mian took it, took a few sips of milk from the cup, and couldn't help but look at him, looking at him curiously. Mo Yesi turned his head, reached out and pinched her face. What are you looking at? Chiao Mian stared at the high-end shirt from a certain luxury brand he was wearing, and couldn't help but ask, have you changed your style today? Huh? Mo Yesi raised his eyebrows. This is the first time I've seen you wearing a shirt of this color. Chiao Mian stared at him for a few more seconds, her face getting a little hot. I thought that except for black clothes in your wardrobe, they were all white and there were no other colors. She always felt that Mo Yesi looked so evil and seductive today, and she was a little afraid to look at him. Mo Yesi. Before, this was indeed the case. Most of his wardrobe consists of these two colors, and he rarely wears clothes of other colors. He asked Ren to go to the mall to buy these yesterday. Ren is very efficient at work. Yesterday he bought a cabinet of clothes, pants, and ties of various colors and hung them in his wardrobe. The shirt he was wearing was bought by Ren. Mo Yesi was silent for a moment and asked, what do you think? Ah. Ahem, he coughed lightly, would it not be suitable for me? No, Chiao Mian said immediately, it's very beautiful. The man was stunned for a moment, the corners of his lips raised, and a pleasant smile appeared in his eyes. Is it really good looking? Well, it's true. Chiao Mian held up 3 fingers, indicating that she was definitely not lying. It's super good looking and suits you very well. In fact, I have always thought that you can try more other styles of clothes. Of course, I'm not saying you don't look good in white or black, it's just. Mo Yesi, my wife praised me, I'm happy. Thank you for the original intention, Starry Sky, no longer wandering, gentle and lovely, Nank's wet dream, Xiaotian, Xiajun, Mo Yuli, 13825, spoiled and spoiled, devil's reward, End of this chapter. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 393. Chapter 393. It is easy to arouse the woman's disgust. She thought about it for a while. Anyway, you are so good looking. If you don't try more other styles, your beautiful face and figure will go to waste. Moyesi's posture holding the coffee cup froze for a moment, then his thin lips slowly curled up, his deep eyes looked at Jiao Mian, and he said in a low voice, "So, you think my face is pretty, and my figure is very good too." Jiao Mian. How beautiful is she? The man came closer, his deep magnetic voice fell in her ear, and his warm breath also fell. "Can I confuse you? Can you immediately accept my pursuit and agree to fall in love with me?" Hearing what he said, Jiao Mian suddenly remembered what the two had said last night. Moyesi said that he would pursue her. Then pursuing time starts from today. So, they are now in a relationship between the pursuer and the pursued. She almost forgot about it. Since he wants to pursue her, Jiao Mian must be arrogant during the pursuit. How can we let him catch up easily? She stretched out her hand to push the man who was approaching her away, coughed lightly, turned her head, and said to him with a serious expression, "Mr. Mo, please be more serious. I haven't agreed to your pursuit yet. Please don't do this to me." Ambiguous behavior. Do you know what your behavior is called? It's called harassment. This is a big taboo during the pursuit. It can easily cause the woman to feel disgusted. Moyesi. Jiao Mian looked at his depressed look and couldn't help but want to laugh. "Don't forget, you said you wanted to pursue me yesterday. Then we have to follow the normal pursuit procedures. Before I accept you, don't touch me again." Moyesi. By the way, since we are not husband and wife or a couple now, we can't sleep together. I'll ask butler Ren to pack my things and move them to the guest room in a while. Moyesi. Hearing this, he couldn't help it anymore and frowned. "You want to sleep in a separate room with me?" Jiao Mian nodded, "Yes. Our current relationship is not suitable for living in the same bedroom." Moyesi frowned even more. "I want to regret it." It was enough for him to feel uncomfortable not being able to be intimate with her. She wants to sleep in a separate room with him. That won't work. Jiao Mian almost died laughing, but she still had to hold it in. "You must do what you promised." "Mr. Mo, you don't even have this patience, do you? You don't have confidence in your charm, do you think you can't catch me?" Moyesi looked at her weird look and sighed helplessly. "Then you have to promise me something." "Well, you say." She wanted to know what he was going to say. "Don't deliberately make things difficult for me," he said uneasily. "What should I do if you don't agree to me for a year and a half?" Jiao Mian thought for a while and nodded. "Okay, deal. I promise I won't drag you on purpose. And one more thing." "What?" "During this period, you are not allowed to have any ambiguous relationships with other men," the man said with a strong possessiveness in his eyes. "You are already my wife, you can only accept my pursuit. No one else can." Moyesi is not very relieved about Jiao Mian. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 394. Chapter 394. Sister, are you serious? The entertainment industry, a place where handsome men and beautiful women are everywhere, is the easiest place to breed feelings. Many actors collaborate on a movie and get together after filming. There are also many actors who divorce their wives or husbands after returning home after filming a movie. There are too many examples of emotions arising from play. His baby is so good looking and has such a lovable personality that he likes it, let alone others. He really didn't trust her at all. I know this even if you don't tell me. Jiao Mian nodded. While our marriage is not dissolved, I won't do anything that will bring disgrace to your face, so don't worry. Moyesi felt a little uncomfortable hearing this sentence for some reason. Then if their marriage is dissolved, will she consider accepting another man? Although this is understandable, his strong possessiveness makes him unable to accept this at all. She is his. For life. Besides him, she couldn't imagine having any other man by her side. Asterisk. After Qiao Chen is discharged from the hospital, he will also go back to school. Not long after Qiao Mian went downstairs, Qiao Chen also got up. The high school where Qiao Chen studied and the university where Qiao Mian studied were 2 streets apart, both going in the same direction. After breakfast, Mo Yesi was responsible for sending the 2 siblings to school. After a day's rest, Qiao Chen's condition looked much better. Looking no longer as decadent as yesterday. After the siblings got into the car, Qiao Mian said to Mo Yesi, who was sitting in the driver's seat, "Mr. Mo, thank you for taking Chen and I to school. Please excuse me." Her tone was very polite and somewhat polite. Qiao Chen immediately noticed something was wrong after being so polite. He frowned and looked at his sister in confusion. "Sister, what did you call brother-in-law just now?" Qiao Mian smiled and said, "Mr. Mo. Qiao Chen, how come you and your brother-in-law have become so polite? His sister and brother-in-law didn't get along like this before." Qiao Mian smiled again, and was about to tell Qiao Chen about Mo Yesi's pursuit of her, when she heard Mo Yesi say, "I'm pursuing your sister." "What?" Qiao Chen was stunned for a moment, looking confused. "Pursuing my sister? Qiao Chen. Aren't his sister and brother-in-law already married? What is this operation?" "Sister, what's going on with you and your brother-in-law?" Qiao Chen didn't understand at all and looked confused. "What does pursuit mean?" "It means literally." Qiao Mian thought for a moment and explained to her brother, "Your brother-in-law and I had a flash marriage. Your brother-in-law felt that he owed me a formal relationship, so he wanted to make up for it. Now, the relationship between me and him is not husband and wife for the time being, but the relationship between the pursuer and the pursued. You should also stop calling him brother-in-law for the time being. Please change the title." "Qiao Chen. What the is this?" He was a little speechless. "Sister, are you serious?" "That's right." Qiao Mian smiled, "Seriously. From now on, you can also call him Mr. Mo, or Young Master Mo, or Mr. Mo. When he catches up with me, you can change the title." "Qiao Chen. Is this considered the love between his sister and brother-in-law as a couple? They are all married, and now they are still pursuing each other." He was a bit unable to complain about such behavior. However, seeing that his sister and brother-in-law seemed to be enjoying themselves, what could he, an outsider, say? Speaking of which, his sister's marriage was too hasty. Mo Yesi, I hate it, I want to hug my wife. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 395. Chapter 395. He really hates her, right? Although his brother-in-law dotes on his sister now, and his sister has married the right person, the two of them did not fall in love and get married normally. Since his brother-in-law wants to make amends now, let him make amends. Asterisk. Mo Yesi sent Qiao Chen to school first. As soon as Qiao Chen got out of the car, he saw another luxury car driving over. Seeing the black Bentley parked not far from him, Qiao Chen paused as he walked toward the school gate, and the hand hanging by his side slowly tightened. He felt the people behind him looking at him. But he did not look back. Instead, he quickened his pace and soon entered the school. A few meters behind him, Shen Xian, who had just gotten out of the car, had a pale face, biting her lips, and her eyes were red. The driver opened an umbrella and walked behind her to shield her from the dazzling sunlight above her head. Shen Xian loves beauty. In summer, not only would she apply a layer of sunscreen all over her body, but she would also hold an umbrella whenever she walked in the sun. For her, getting a tan would kill her. The driver saw something wrong with her face and asked a little worriedly, "Second miss, are you okay?" Shen Xian said nothing. She stopped when she saw Qiao Chen. It wasn't until she watched Jiao Chen walk into the school and completely disappear from her sight that she looked back with red eyes. She stood motionless for a while, took a deep breath, pushed back the tears that almost fell from her eyes, and walked out from under the driver's umbrella. The summer sun is very dazzling and burning. A strong light shone on her. The driver immediately walked over to hold an umbrella for her. Shen Xian, however, stretched out her hand to block it and said in a hoarse voice, "No, Uncle Zhao, go back." The driver was stunned. Seeing her abnormal appearance, he felt uneasy and wanted to give her the umbrella. "Second miss, hold the umbrella so you don't get burned by the sun." The driver knew how afraid Shen Xian was of being exposed to the sun. The little girl is as old as his daughter and is very beautiful. Whenever she goes out, she always carries an umbrella. Not to mention summer. Shen Xian looked at the umbrella handed over by the driver and shook her head to refuse it for the first time. "No need." The driver was stunned for a moment, with a surprised expression on his face. "Second miss, you. The sun is so big today. The second young lady in his family doesn't even hold an umbrella? This is the first time in my life. Miss Second Miss, what's going on? Something's wrong." Should he tell the master, his wife, or the eldest daughter about the second young lady's situation? Shen Xian didn't say anything. She once again looked at the place where Jiao Chen had just walked. She stared blankly for a while with a pale face, and walked towards the school gate in despair. Jiao Chen, did he see her just now? She always felt that Jiao Chen had seen it. However, he didn't even look back and just walked away. He must really hate her. "In the past, I just took care of her as a girl. I knew that girls have strong self-esteem, so I didn't want to hurt her too much, so I refused tactfully. And she..." He actually took those tactful rejections to mean that he had some interest in her. Then, he pestered him for 3 years. She thought that her persistence would definitely impress him. In fact, he must have been very tired of her for a long time. This time, I couldn't bear it anymore and finally spoke out what was in my heart. Shen Xian also has her own pride. She had been pestering Jiao Chen before because she thought she had hope and that Jiao Chen also had feelings for her, but was unwilling to accept her because of her identity. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 396. Chapter 396. Isn't he asking for trouble? Now, she knows everything. Even if she still likes Jiao Chen, she will not continue to pester him. She has decided to let go. It's just that this decision was too difficult for her. It's also too painful. She thought that she would never like someone so wholeheartedly again. Never again. It is enough to experience this kind of pain once. She never wants to experience it again in this life. However, she has never regretted it. Asterisk. Mo Yesi sent Jiao Mian to school. After parking the car, Jiao Mian reached out to unbuckle her seat belt, holding the car door with one hand. She raised her head and looked at the man in the driver's seat, and said with a smile, "Mr. Mo, I'm at school. Thank you for sending me here, please La. Mo Yesi." Suddenly, he turned into Mr. Mo who was pursuing her. His wife was still so polite and distant to him. This change made him a little unable to adapt. However, he seems to be adapting quite well to a heartless little thing. Her calls of Mr. Mo are as natural as possible. Thinking of this, Mo Yesi felt a little depressed. As for the current relationship between the two, he seems to be the only one who is dissatisfied with it. There is no need to be so polite, Miss Jiao, since he had agreed to pursue her during the courtship period. No matter how dissatisfied Mo Yesi was, he still cooperated with her plot and played his role as a suitor. Stand up. Hearing his call, Miss Chiao Mian pursed her lips and smiled. Anyway, I still have to thank you. Mr. Mo, I'll get off the car. Can we call if you have any questions? Mo, yesy. Do you need me to take you downstairs to the dormitory? It's better not to do it. Chiao Mian thought for a moment and said, I think it's better to keep a low profile. It would be too ostentatious if you send me there. Mo Yesi bit his teeth and said, where is the ostentation? Chiao Mian said truthfully, your face. I'm really leaving. Even though she couldn't see the expression on his face, Chiao Mian could still feel that the resentment on the man's body was a bit strong. Before he could get angry, she quickly opened the car door and slipped out. After getting off the car, he walked to the car, reached out and knocked on the window. After rolling down the window, he waved to the expressionless man in the car with a bit of resentment in his eyes, and said with a smile, Mr. Mo, goodbye. Mo Yesi looked at the cute little face with a bright smile outside the car window and took a deep breath. You're just going to leave like that? Chiao Mian blinked. What else? The man pursed his lips, looking very dissatisfied. Don't you want to kiss me goodbye? In the past, I always had to kiss him goodbye. The smile on Chiao Mian's lips widened, and she spoke clearly and slowly, word by word, Mr. Mo, you are still chasing me. I haven't agreed to date you yet. Do you think I will kiss you goodbye? Mo Yesi. I'm really leaving. Chiao Mian looked at his depressed look and felt extremely happy. She covered her mouth and turned around, waved to him again, and ran quickly into the school. In the car, the man's deep and handsome face was extremely ugly, and he regretted for the 101st time why he agreed to pursue her. Isn't he asking for trouble? Thank you Enmi T. Shan He, sister-in-law Yang, the gentle female killer, Chang'an is waiting for your reward. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 397. Chapter 397, You have been hacked. A good wife can hug her whenever she wants and kiss her whenever she wants. Now, even a kiss and a hug have become a luxury. However, he agreed to this matter and could not go back on it. The only thing he can do is to behave well and try to catch her as soon as possible. Asterisk. After Chiao Mian returned to school, she sent a text message to Zhang Luli, and then went directly to the library to find her. I don't know if it's her imagination. From the moment she walked into the library, she found that many people were looking at her. What are you talking about under your breath? Chiao Mian was originally a well-known figure in the school, and was the star of the performing arts department. In addition, many people know that she has a rich second-generation boyfriend, so there are quite a few people who know her. However, the way these people looked at her today was obviously different from before. She was suspicious. After searching around and finding Zhang Luli, she quickly walked towards her. Baby, I'm here. Zhang Luli also saw her and waved to her. After Chiao Mian walked over, Zhang Luli took over a bag that was placed next to her. This was the position she occupied for Chiao Mian. Wait for Chiao Mian to sit down. Zhang Luli immediately pulled her and said in a low voice, Baby, you have been hacked. Have you seen the post on the forum? Chiao Mian looked confused. What post? Zhang Luli, didn't you see it? Someone posted black material about you on the campus forum, and now there are more than 1,000 posts and comments. I seriously doubt that the person who blackmailed you paid money to find trolls. They're all scolding you. Speaking of this, Zhang Luli said angrily, damn it, I don't know which wants to destroy you. The dirty information is so unsightly that it will kill you. Chiao Mian. She said, why did those people look at her wrong when she came in just now? It turns out that someone hacked her? Xiao Mian immediately took out her mobile phone and logged into the campus forum. As soon as she logged in, she saw the post blackmailing her. Because there were many people who liked the post, it ranked first in popularity and was immediately visible. The title is very eye-catching. Shocking. Your innocent goddess flower Xiao Mian turns out to be a social girl who had an abortion in high school? Can you believe it? When Xiao Mian saw this title, she suddenly felt a lump in her heart. Zhang Luli reached out and patted her shoulder. Calm down, calm down. Are you sure you want to go in? I'm afraid you won't be able to bear it. The content inside is much more hateful than the title. When Zhang Luli saw this revelation, he was so angry that he wanted to slash the so-called whistleblower behind him with a knife. Not to mention how angry Xiao Mian would be if she saw it. But she had to tell Xiao Mian about this. The post is becoming more and more popular, and more people are scolding Xiao Mian. If the popularity of this breaking news continues, no matter what, it will definitely have a great impact on Xiao Mian. Rumors have always been something that people easily believe. Even if the evidence is insufficient, if it is spread from one person to another, the falsehood will eventually become true. It will be too late to stop it by then. So, she had to tell Xiao Mian. Now, her baby has someone to support her. She believes that the male can definitely help her baby solve this matter. Xiao Mian took a deep breath and calmed herself down. Well, look. I really want to see how this person hacked me. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 398. Chapter 398. Is it really okay to spread rumors about a girl like this? Then you see Zhang Luli gave her the vaccination. Anyway, just stay calm and don't take it too seriously. Otherwise, you will be off. Xiao Mian nodded. I know. She clicked on the post and spent 2 minutes reading the so-called revelations. Even though she was mentally prepared at the beginning, after reading the post, she was so angry that she almost vomited blood. I was so angry for a long time that I was speechless. In the post, someone revealed that she was an alumnus of the same school in high school, saying that she had dated many men in high school, all of whom were rich and powerful second-generation men, and that she even had an abortion for a rich second-generation woman. After the abortion, she took a full month off. She also said that her classmates knew that she took a month off. If you ask anyone, you will know whether it is true. Someone in the post asked how the whistleblower knew about such a private matter as her abortion. The whistleblower said that the mother of a classmate in their class was a doctor. When that classmate went to the hospital to find her mother, she saw Xiao Mian going to the obstetrics and gynecology department. An hour later, I saw Xiao Mian walking out of the obstetrics and gynecology department with a pale face, clutching her belly. The whistleblower said that if it is a common gynecological disease, there is no need to take a month's rest. Only after an abortion does one need to rest for so long to recuperate. It also said that her purpose of promoting herself as a pure goddess was to attract the second generation of rich people. Suzy is a rich second generation she seduced. Mo Yesi, who had appeared several times in school a few days ago, was a rich man she had hooked up with. The whistleblower also said that the reason why she broke up with Suzy must be because the man she just successfully seduced was richer than Suzy. So, it was she who kicked Suzy. Women's jealousy is inherently strong. The previous relationship between Xiao Mian and Suzy aroused jealousy among many girls. At first, they all said that Suzy was supporting her. Later, Suzy showed up at school and picked her up and dropped off several times as her boyfriend, and the rumors that she was being kept by someone slowly disappeared. Xiao Mian had many suitors in school, and the boyfriends she had were handsome and rich. When they first learned that she and Suzy had broken up, many girls were secretly happy. But before they were happy for long, Mo Yesi appeared. Mo Yesi is more handsome, more elegant, and charming than Suzy. In the past, when I invited the girls in their dormitory to dinner, I always asked the driver to pick them up in a Rolls Royce. It can be seen that her new boyfriend is also very rich. Just when a group of girls thought that Jiao Mian would be miserable if she lost Suzy, her rich second-generation boyfriend, the appearance of Mo Yesi undoubtedly slapped them in the face. A group of people were even more jealous. The appearance of this post made them excited. There were many people who disliked Jiao Mian in the post, and judging from the tone and text of the replies, they were all girls. Occasionally, there are one or two people who speak for her, but they are scolded by others until they can no longer take care of themselves. For example, I am a little vest, I have to be serious about breaking the news, right? You say someone is having an abortion, so they just have an abortion? Is it really okay to spread rumors about a girl like this? I don't know Jiao Mian, but I know that there is this person. Objectively speaking, I think this revelation is baseless and has very low credibility. This comment was immediately criticized and rebutted by others. An objective ID, I don't agree with the statement above, but I think this revelation is very credible. Didn't the poster say that her classmates knew about her taking a month off? End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 399. Chapter 399 Mian, calm down. If you want to know for sure, why not just go to her previous school and ask about it? Moreover, if she really went to the obstetrics and gynecology department and took a month's rest, what else could it be but an abortion? Kikai is 18 forever, if nothing else. She and her ex-boyfriend just broke up 2 days ago, and she immediately got another boyfriend. This speed is amazing. If you are in a normal relationship and are really invested in the relationship, who wouldn't be sad for a year and a half, but can you recover so quickly and find a new boyfriend? This shows that she doesn't like her ex-boyfriend at all. If she doesn't, why are they still together? There's no need for me to say something so obvious. Jiao Mian Balianhua, yes, I heard that she and her ex-boyfriend also dated for several years. She didn't even feel sad after the breakup, and she found another rich man so quickly. Isn't this in line with the original poster's revelation that she is exclusively looking for rich second-generation people? A goddess is not as good as a chicken. Actually, I have known about Jiao Mian's bad things for a long time. A friend of mine who went to the same high school as her said that her private life was really chaotic at that time, not as innocent as she seemed on the surface, and she did date many rich men. As for whether it was aborted or not, I don't know. As soon as this reply came out, another so-called insider commented, "My cousin goes to the same school as her. Jiao Mian is indeed immoral. She is an out-and-out green tea bitch. She even seduced someone my cousin liked." Boys. Because there are two so-called insiders coming forward, the credibility of this revelation is even higher. Wearing a vest and calling you a bitch, damn it, Jiao Mian is such a bitch. Sure enough, the green tea these days all look innocent, but in fact they are quite cheap. However, those straight men can't see it yet, and still think they are really pure, and regard these green tea as goddesses. I'm just a passerby. Green tea is the highest rank, isn't that what she is? In fact, girls can easily identify whether she is a green tea bitch, but straight men really cannot tell. Sometimes if you kindly remind them not to be deceived, they will say you are jealous. Believe it or not, even if some boys see this post, they won't believe the poster's revelations. They still feel that Jiao Mian is very pure and the most noble and holy goddess in their minds. Have you taken your medicine today? Haha, men are visual animals. As long as you look good, they don't care whether you are a green tea or a white lotus flower. Apart from anything else, Chiao Mianmian's face is indeed pretty. Let alone a man, even a woman like me is confused sometimes. Down with green tea Mian, it doesn't matter how good looking she is, I don't know how many men have slept with her, she's so dirty. Don't think that boys are fools and can't see through her disguise. Rich people are smart, but they are just playing with her, so they don't care whether she is pure or not. For them, impureness is good, and impureness is good in bed. Chiao Mian read some of the replies with an expressionless face and locked her phone. Mian, calm down, just think he is farting, no, he is pooping. Zhang Luli cautiously glanced at his best friend beside him, feeling that her current state was a bit like the calm before the storm. She did not appear angry, and the expression on her face could even be called calm. She put her phone on the table and turned her head. Who do you think sent this post? End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 400. Chapter 400. Oh, our flower is back. Huh, Zhang Luli was stunned for a moment, thought carefully, and then said, obviously there are not many people who have issues with you. Shen Yuyu and Zhao Wanting are still at the police station, so they definitely can't post. The rest are Bai Xiao and the others. This post was posted yesterday evening. Before the post was posted, we had an argument with Bai Xiao and the others. Moreover, Bai Xiao said some very unpleasant things that night. Don't you think the tone of the whistleblower's words? Does it look a bit like her? I think, 80% of the time it's her. Chiao Mian nodded, yes, I think so too. I have to say that Bai Xiao is the most suspicious. However, she felt that Bai Xiao was not so stupid. She and Zhang Luli could easily guess Bai Xiao. Bai Xiao himself would not understand this. If Bai Xiao wanted to post something about her, he wouldn't choose it at this time. It's too easy for people to guess. But if she chose to expose me at this time, wouldn't it be a bit too revealing? Chiao Mian asked. Zhang Luli was stunned. What you said makes sense, but when you say it like this, it feels like it's not her anymore. But who would have such a deep hatred for you and talk about you so badly? Chiao Mian shook his head, I don't know. Baby, what are you going to do? Zhang Luli said, more and more people are reading this post. Good things don't go out and bad things spread thousands of miles. When more and more people spread the word, some people will really think you. Even though they all know this is slander and rumors. But those melon-eating people don't know. Some people really think that she had a chaotic private life before and even had an abortion. The rumors of abortion are really too vicious for a girl. The impact is also great. Especially in a situation like her baby, she and her boyfriend are still in a passionate relationship. If the boyfriend sees this post, even if they don't doubt her baby, it's not a good idea. If it were some suspicious men, they might quarrel and break up with their girlfriends because of this matter. So, the whistleblower is really hateful. Chiao Mian was silent for a while, then a smile appeared on her lips. Of course we have to find out the person behind the rumors. Zhang Luli nodded, I think so too. Then how do you plan to find this person? Do you want to ask the male for help? No need. Chiao Mian smiled again. She was so angry that she calmed down a lot and was no longer as emotional as before. There's no need to trouble him about this matter. Chen can handle it for me. Chen, Zhang Luli was startled, what are your plans? Luo, I don't think I told you that besides playing games, Chen is also very good at playing computers. No, you wouldn't tell me that Chen is a hacker or something. That's not true. Chiao Mian smiled, opened her phone and clicked on the post to read it. A coldness flashed in her eyes, but it is still easy to find the real IP address of the person who posted the message. She really wanted to see who was behind the scenes. Okay, then send the post to Chen immediately and ask him to find it out quickly. When I find out the behind it, see if I don't beat her to death. Asterisk. The two of them stayed in the library for a while and then got ready to go to class. On the way to class, I met Bai Xiao and Zhang Yue. As soon as they met, Bai Xiao laughed sinisterly, looked at Xiao Mian with disdain and said, "Hey, our flower is back. Today's updates are all together, and future updates will be in the early morning. Thank you, the peach blossoms are still there, world weary, lost, Xiaotian 322, your smile is like a mirage. P.S. It seems that none of you like pursuing this section, so I'll end it as soon as possible. In fact, sometimes I keep writing sweet things but I'm afraid that you might feel tired of them and, alas, I'll get a headache. Rura and other things have been arranged, but it will take some time for you to see them in my archive. There is also the issue of my slow pace. I admit that it is indeed very slow. It may be because I have been writing long articles for a long time. As a result, writing articles now is a bit procrastinating. Sometimes I want to finish a plot as soon as possible, but I don't know how to finish it. I feel verbose again, and I hope I can get rid of this bad habit. I will try to write the subsequent plot as quickly as possible. End of this chapter.